As always, Mark Kelly is a champion.
Oh, Jim Burchell, you're a champion too, brother.
It's actually Jim Burchell. I don't know why people call me Burchell. Probably because you have been.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to get the French into the podcast.
Yeah, fair enough. Because what have they given us? Well, they've given us French cricket, haven't they? But I think that might be just a bit of a slight on sort of someone batting, with the blade right in front of their legs with no real skill. Like when your sister comes and bats in a game of backyard or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
You have to buy bowl pies.
Yeah, and your mum yells at it. You
can't get out first ball.
Yeah. Don't bowl fast at her. She hasn't played before. That sort of thing.
There's a little toe cracker right in there.
No mercy, eh?
Make sure you get the tape on the tennis ball
just
there.
Full chin music.
Yeah.
Honey Badger Cricket Podcast, episode 4, I think it is.
Yeah, you're right.
We managed to make another week. Now we're up to at least sort of 17 listeners now, so we're doing pretty well.
It's one up from last week.
It's one up from last week.
Really
I'm very
good.
happy with the facts and figures, the stats. But we would like more fans. I mean, obviously you have to listen to us to half an hour or so, but it's, we're representing the brand, Honey Badger Cricket, the number one name in cricket equipment. We'll start the show with a big bold claim like that. How does that sound?
It's huge, eh?
It's a huge claim. I tell you what is huge is the day-night test, as we're calling it. Eden Park tomorrow night. I'm not sure when it kicks off. 2 o'clock maybe.
2 o'clock. Yep.
1:32.
I'd say 1:30 the toss.
1:30 perhaps at the toss. New Zealand, England, Eden Park. We're not calling it the pink ball test, are we?
No.
We don't care for that.
It's the day-night test.
Yeah, I don't like this. We touched on this last week, how I felt the whole event had been millennialized a little bit with the advent of stalls and barbers and gluten-free offerings and so forth. But I was pointed out to me during the week that they've got 5 days. It's a test match at Eden Park, which can look quite cavernous when there isn't a lot of people in it. So they really had to get bums on seats, to put it bluntly. And whatever, hey, it might work. That's if the weather plays ball, Mark, because we've had a look at the weather report. You had a look earlier, didn't you?
Yeah, the weather watch is not looking ideal. Day one, partly sunny, so I reckon they'll get a full day in.
Tomorrow.
Yep. Thursday. But, yeah, afternoon rain Saturday, on Friday, day 2. I reckon there'll be a washout.
Yep.
And that's when probably most Aucklanders are going to trot on there after
Friday
work.
night, yeah, exactly. Which
and then
is a bit disappointing, isn't it?
Saturday, occasional showers. Same with Sunday, and then morning showers on day 2 or day 5. Sorry, on Tuesday. So,
but such is the case with these pink ball games, we'll call them, and that most of them don't seem to go the distance anyway. So it might be quite good to get a Monday night sort of decider at Eden Park. It's a weird night for cricket, but you might get just more than tragics turning up on a Monday night, which is got to be good for the game, doesn't it?
Oh, excuse me. This is my lunch.
Sorry, that's right. Yeah, we're on the air.
Yeah.
So.
What was your question again? Sorry,
It doesn't matter.
Lost, eh?
Let's just move on. So if we do get some play in this test, New Zealand have named their side. We were just looking through that earlier. No major surprises. Was it just the one change, wasn't it?
You told Estel came in for a Mitchell Satner.
So old Mitch is he's crocked for a few months by the looks of things.
Yeah, was it 8 months or something, eh?
We do apologise for calling him a serial killer in an early episode, or having the potential to be one. But I did notice the other day, do you think he looks like Rory McIlroy?
Oh, yeah.
Because I saw a pic of Rory
not bad.
McIlroy, and I thought, shit, that's where he's gone.
Yeah.
He's decided to take up golf for the winter.
Well, Rory just finally won a competition.
He did.
Tournament, first time since 2016.
I think he's a nasty piece of work from what I've been told.
Yeah. Remember what he did to Wozniacki?
What did he actually do to her?
Well, I don't think it was bad or anything, other than leaving
he didn't
her.
Chris Brown or anything.
No,
like that.
I didn't bad girl Riri her. But just sent out on the invitations for the wedding, and then about a week to 10 days out, just said, actually, screw it.
See, I don't really want to now.
Yeah. And now, isn't Caroline Wozniacki with their former NBA player David Lee for the Golden State Warriors?
Yeah, I saw that. So she's moved on.
Yep. I don't know if he has. I haven't really followed him.
Yeah, well, Rory, I suspect he just wanted to keep, filling his boots, didn't he?
Yeah, with potatoes and...
Well, he's a young guy, bunch of money, famous. Maybe he just wanted to stay in the game a little longer, not get subbed so early, You're a long time retired, Mark, as you can attest to. But that's all right. New Zealand's bringing in Todd Astle, I think, by the looks of things. It looks like a pretty standard team from New Zealand. Nothing really sticks out. I'm a little concerned about the lack of top order runs, though, particularly in that warm-up match they had against England the other day where they had New Zealand 11 or whatever it was called, and they used about 36 players or something. Because I didn't see Jeet Raval, for instance. I think he got 2 low scores, and I noticed for Auckland last few weeks he hasn't made a lot either, which is a little bit concerning. I think we touched on last week about the fact he doesn't play a lot of cricket because New Zealand don't play any tests, or hardly any tests.
He did get that century in that semi-final of the Ford Trophy. But
yeah,
still,
but that was a while ago
that
as well.
Yeah, 5 weeks ago, 4 weeks.
So, hey, I don't know. I'll reserve judgment till tomorrow night, but it's going to be interesting. It could be a lot of runs, a lot of wickets, or nothing could happen at all.
Or it just rains.
Or it rains.
This is what like the whole summer's been just waiting for Rays, this day-night test.
It has.
And now if it rains...
Well, it's so late in the season is the other thing. I mean, Auckland's still okay in terms of weather. It's, it's still pretty warm and that, but if they were playing down south or somewhere, it might be a bit moody. I saw Queenstown was a high of 12 degrees today.
Well, I went because it's the
Comfortable.
The sunset is quite early now. It's like 7:26 last night.
Well, it's
when I trotted up Mount Eden for the sunset.
Past the solstice.
Yeah, and it's.
I just like saying solstice. It's quite a fun word to say. I don't know.
Solstice.
Yeah, I don't know what you think about that.
Oh, I'm on the fence. Well,
Right.
I wouldn't say it's extremely fun, but I'll tell you what is going to be fun: the cricket.
The cricket.
Oh, day-night test match. Yeah. If it doesn't rain,
I
like what.
I think everyone will just convene in Kingsland anyway, won't they?
Yeah, and you don't forget the watering holes in Dominion Road.
Oh, sorry, the Clutter. Shout out to the Clutter, our Irish friends.
I just went to that the pub quiz there last Tuesday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, don't go again, way too hard.
Okay.
Very, very challenging pub quiz. But so we'll get back to
the
cricket.
I see New Zealand Cricket's rolling out some TAT merchandise as well with a pink ball replica. Well, it's not a replica; it's a pink ball for $35. You can have your own commemorative pink ball. Do we care?
Short answer or long answer?
Short. It's not a long show.
No,
we don't care, do we? It's just more.
I like what Cricket New Zealand have done with the prices. It's 35 for a day and 25 for the twilight session.
Yeah.
I think you're going to get, because twilight's from 4:30 onwards, and you're going to get a lot of bums on seat.
Well, you get most of the game in that period as well. So, yeah, hey, whatever. We'll see what happens. We'll reserve judgment and stop being so cynical until next week. England team news. Old mate Stokes is back by the looks of things. He's been told to behave, I think, by someone in the ICC. I saw an article on, what's that boring site everyone goes to? Cricinfo. Yeah, I saw an article on there saying he was sort of under the thumb, the ICC match referee or whatever. They're all going to be all over him if he steps out of line. But to be fair, his indiscretions weren't even on the cricket field. So, really?
I think
it might be just because he's ginger, They just think he's going to fire up.
He's quite an angry dude anyway.
Yeah, he's pretty angry. He's got a lot of tattoos and he's from Christchurch and that sort of thing.
Yeah, well,
it's not going to help, is it?
Yeah, he's been on the back foot since really birth, Ginger and Christchurch. It doesn't help.
Stokes and Woakes, and we were hoping to see Foakes, but he didn't make the tour, the backup wicketkeeper.
I think he's over in the West Indies. The England Lions are playing the West
the
Indies
Lions.
18.
He will be with them, yeah. We were looking for a Stokes, Woakes, Foakes combo, as I'm sure a lot of people were.
Imagine that. That would have been a good time to be alive.
That's right.
That would have been. I'd been pretty happy to cark it after that,
Absolutely. And Jack Leach, the left-arm orthodox spinner, has been flown over probably from that A tour, was he?
Yeah, in the Barbados.
So he's been flown over to fill a gap. Pretty standard. It'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow night. Kick off, as we said, about 2 p.m. New Zealand time. South Africa's been playing. Well, they haven't been playing. They played Australia last week, but we've talked about that. But Rabada looks like he's getting his ban overturned.
Yeah, he's back for the 3rd and 4th test now. Which is he? Yep. So I reckon that's bloody good for cricket,
It's bloody good for cricket.
Yep. Yeah. I think South Africa are going to pump those pricks as well.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah. We insult the Australian listeners every episode, don't we?
Yeah.
We've managed to do it again.
We've got. I just think we should stop apologising now.
Yeah, and just take it.
Yeah,
and we'll just take it. We can take the abuse back, you see, because we're not Australians. So we're happy to have any chat you want. Send it our way. Put it on the Facebook page, honeybadgercricket.com. Did you catch any of the white ferns at all?
I saw Susie Bates score another more boatload of runs.
Now, if Jeet Ravel misses out, are we replacing him with Susie Bates?
Well, the way Susie Bates has been playing this summer, I
She'd go okay, wouldn't she?
I think she just scored 4,000 ODI runs for New Zealand.
Really?
Only the second New Zealand female ever to do that.
Well, that's all right.
And she was ICC Player of the Year last year.
Yep.
She's a hell of a player. And that Black Ferns team, though, I always call them Black Ferns. God, I got to stop doing that. White Ferns.
White Ferns, I think.
They have a pretty good opportunity to win a World Champs next year at World Cup. I think they have a pretty good chance of that.
Yeah. Because they hold their own against Australia and so forth. And
England won that thriller at Lords two or 3 years back. And the whole world just started fizzing out
good for women's cricket, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Especially playing at the home of cricket as well. And
we'd actually like to sponsor a women's player. We don't have a single women's player here at Honey Badger on the books. I did put out a few, what do the kids call it, tweets and Instagram and
yep. You're big into those social media.
Yeah.
Snapchat.
I even did a dick pic on Snapchat that did the rounds, but that failed to attract any attention either. But it'd be good to have a woman on board. So if you're listening and you know of a promising woman cricketer, we'd really like to speak with them. Just to drop us an email at sales@honeybadgercricket.com, and we'll be in touch. So we've covered the Test match, we've covered Australia, we've covered the White Ferns. Just looking, there's some not lesser games, but World Cup qualifying games on, wasn't there? The Irish beat Scotland, 271 for 9, plays 246 all out. The West Indies beat Zimbabwe. They have to qualify, That's just embarrassing, isn't it, really? By 5 wickets. How's Zimbabwe shaping these days?
Like, that game was an absolute ripper.
Are they?
The Windies only.
Do they still have Graham Creamer?
No.
He's my favourite.
Or Heath Streak.
I think he's a bit long in the tooth now. They've always had some interesting names in their team. I remember years ago that bloke called David Brain. The Brain.
But they're actually looking good because it's hosted. It's over in Zimbabwe.
Yep.
And they almost beat West Indies. West Indies got down the last ball.
Yep.
Chased down like 294 or something ridiculous. But it's all pretty stock standard. The West Indies leading they've got 2 more games after the Six Nations.
Yep.
West Indies on 6 points, Zimbabwe, Scotland both on 5, and Ireland and Afghanistan chasing for that 4th semi-final spot.
Spinny pineapple spot.
And the UAE shit out of luck on nothing.
Because they got pumped by Afghanistan by 5 wickets by the looks of things.
Yeah, and there was like 130.
Go Afghanistan, though.
Yeah, and they're the only team to beat the West Indies.
Yeah.
But they had a shocker. They lost in Nepal and something as well. And Papua New Guinea were also in the tournament.
Those Nepalese have got a couple of tweakers. To be fair. Nepal. Hey, it's good to see these emerging countries, as they call them. I think some of them are a little bit better than that. But the ones outside the top 8 or whatever it is anyway, good to see them beating each other, you know what I mean? Looks like their group, apart from our old mates at the UAE,
yep.
It looks quite looks like competitive, you know. There's only a 2-point gap between the West Indies and down to Afghanistan. So that's interesting. Why not? Good to hear. Good to see. And
that's the first top 2 teams go through to the World Cup finals.
Okay.
So it's only a 10-team competition next year in England. It's normally a 12 or 14.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And that's why they're fuming, all the minnows.
Well, fair enough too. Why is it only 10 teams?
And the way, like, Afghanistan have like beaten India, I think, a couple of times. Like all these teams like can get up now.
Yeah.
But it just comes down, they need more cricket, really, more competitive cricket.
Absolutely, and they're not going to get that if they're not allowed to compete.
And look at Afghanistan in the under-19 World Cup in December and January coming up. Was it 3rd or 4th?
Yeah, they did well.
Knocking our team out.
Didn't we get pumped by Nepal or someone like that?
There was 2 tournaments ago.
Was that 2 tournaments
this one we were undefeated going into the quarters, and Afghanistan put like 320 on us, and we were out for like 140.
Wow,
we really struggled.
It's not encouraging, is it?
The future's looking murky, but
looking at New Zealand domestic cricket, actually, there was a debacle in the Plunket Shield the other day, wasn't there?
You're down in Rangiora, Christchurch.
Talk us through that for people who haven't heard.
Well, I think was it day 3? Or was it day 2 or day 3?
I think it might have been 2 because Canterbury got 400 odd, I think, and Auckland were getting pumped.
Yeah, because
66 for 6.
Yeah, someone got a double ton.
It was Ken McClure, actually, who's come back after an enforced spell off. And he batted really well, 200 odd. I'm not sure exact figures and stats on that, but hey, that's what Cricket Info is for, not this show, because they can be asked and we can't. Simple as that. So what happened with this pitch?
Just deteriorated, really. I think it lasted 2 overs in that second day, and
I actually knew the umpires, so I might have a word to them when I see them next.
Good option, but there was a lot of inconsistent bounce. But have you seen the SCG on a day 5 or a whacker?
Yeah, it looked no worse than some of those big cracks you get down the middle of the whacker.
That caked in a couple of weeks ago.
That was a horror, wasn't it?
Oh, but
that pitch with vitiligo or whatever, the Michael Jackson disease.
There was something wrong with that.
But that actually played okay. It looked ugly, but it played all right.
That was the England 2020, eh?
Yeah, it was. Because everyone's going, oh no, shit. Because Wellington's with those drop-ins in Wellington, they're notorious for being a bit shite. But that one seemed to play all right. It was just ugly, but that's all right. Can't have it all. Ed Sheeran, it's the Ed Sheeran effect. He does all right for an ugly little ginger.
He's actually in New Zealand this weekend.
Is he?
Playing 4 shows, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Seems a lot.
Is
he going to the pink ball test?
I know he's penciled in to sing the national anthem tomorrow.
Okay.
You heard that here first on Honey Badger Cricket Podcast, 4th episode.
Actually, you were talking about taking a date to the cricket, weren't you?
Yeah, well...
Talk us through that, Mark, because I've got my own views on this, and I speak from experience. So tell us the scenario.
Never been to cricket before?
Yep.
Friday night?
Yep.
I would like to go to the cricket.
Yep.
Did
she say that to you, or you said that to her?
No, well, last Friday over dinner, I was talking about how fizzed up I was for the day-night test match. I've been waiting for it for a few months, but I'm a big England cricket fan, so I see the boys. But and she said, oh, yeah, I could be keen.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, sweet, we'll go.
Okay.
But then, it's test match cricket, 2020 cricket could be, you could slide in, I reckon, 2020.
Yeah.
I can get away with it. It's a lot of fun,
because it's short and, everyone's having a drink and whatever.
But I don't know how I'm going to explain the constant leaves off stump and blocking and they score 38 runs in a session and...
Women don't really get that, do they?
No.
Well, Susie Bates does.
Yeah, well.
But everyone else, because she's a champion.
Susie Bates, champion.
Yeah.
She's been the best women's cricket player in the world for 3-4 years.
Absolutely.
And you can't forget she went to the Beijing Olympics with the tall ferns.
Who's that Australian one that he's banging on about? Not Alyssa Healy, but not Lanning.
Oh, I'm not. To be fair, I'd never know. No.
Anyway, we'll look that up.
Well, yeah. So what do you think? You've taken a female to a
female,
or
a human female,
a human female. So would you recommend it?
I have on 2 occasions actually, and I'll talk you through both of them because we've got time. First of all, one was about 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. I turned up late. I met her outside the Michael Jones statue. Turned up late. I'd had a couple of beers, to be fair, so she wasn't in the best mood anyway.
So you're starting off, you lose a wicket first ball.
Initially, when I'd been on the first couple of dates with her, she told me how much she hated cricket, which obviously was...
It's a bit cool, yeah. It's a
really,
risky move.
really big... So the alarm bells were ringing from the start.
Yeah.
Went to the game. As I said, I saw a guy I knew in town, and I got delayed. I was a little bit late as well, to be fair, and had a couple of beers. So she wasn't happy about that. It was only T20. It was New Zealand, Pakistan, maybe 3 years ago. Eden Park. It was a fairly uneventful game.
Was it a weird Wednesday night game or something?
No, it was a Friday, but New Zealand got pumped. That's why you don't remember it. And hardly anyone showed up.
Oh, no.
It was really odd. Anyway, she left at half time.
Really?
Yep. So in the space, and I said, we can go up to a bar or something. She said, no. She pulled I don't want to take you away from your game. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, she got on the train and headed back out west and sent me all within 5 minutes, she'd left, got on the train, headed home, sent me a text saying, I'm sorry, this isn't going to work, we're just too different. And then defriended on me on Facebook.
That quickly?
That's a 5-minute period.
All because you took her to the cricket?
All because I took her to the cricket. Jeez. Well, I did it as a litmus test to see if, I could somehow, obviously change her opinion on things. And no, it didn't work.
What about the second one?
Well, the second one, I went with a girl quite recently. So this is 3 weeks ago. But I've been friend zoned, I'm afraid.
Oh no.
So things were okay on the night.
Yeah.
Went up to Kingsland afterwards and so forth. And, she likes cricket, I think, to an extent, as much as a woman can. She's not going to sit there and analyse 5 days, you know what I mean? But
talk about if Joe Root's better than Kane Williamson
this
for
sort of thing.
3 hours.
But, yeah, hey, and then much to my chagrin, I got friend zoned, so... Pretty dark a bit, Mark, to be honest with you.
So what I'm picking up on here is it's a bad idea.
Well, you'll find out tomorrow.
Oh, to be fair.
But you need to break the mold. Don't let my mistakes cloud your future.
Yeah, you didn't do a very good job of selling it there, Jim. But
no, I didn't. But what would you do? What would you do differently now that we've discussed it and I've talked about it?
Well, I see your first mistake of the first female not actually liking cricket and being quite vocal about it. That probably wasn't a good idea.
No, on reflection.
I sound like the one you got friend zoned and went pretty well until you got friend zoned.
Yeah.
So I would give it a 50% strike rate.
Yep. And I asked her if she was going to the game tomorrow.
Yep.
The one who friend zoned me, and she said, "I am." But there was no invite, so I'm guessing I am, but not with you.
Oh, no.
You see what I mean? So, I'll probably bump into her or, follow her around the ground or something.
you'll be
why don't you want me? What's wrong with me?
And then there's another unfriend for Jim at the cricket.
Yeah, I'll be straight off Facebook, won't I? But that's all right. Well, we're coming to the end of another piece of sort of a masterpiece of broadcasting, honeybadgercricket.com. It's time for DJ Bravo Watch, Dwayne Bravo Watch. We have this every week. And when I say that, we've done it once previously. So what's been happening with Dwayne this week?
Well, Dwayne Bravo has moved over to India to get ready for the IPL League. He got drafted by the Chennai Super Kings.
What sort of money did they get him for?
I think it was 8, 9.
Is it that? What's that weird measurement? The crore
I don't know.
or something?
It's so confusing.
I've been sold for 20 million crores.
Yeah.
And then you try and work it out. But a crore apparently is like 100. Do you know what I mean?
$100.
No, I just mean it's a measurement of 100 or 100,000 or something.
Yeah, I'm picking
So
it up.
if it's like 8 crore, I think it's like 800,000 rupees, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So whatever 800,000 rupees is in US dollars is what he's worth. So I have no idea because
that didn't help myself
didn't help at
all the 17 listeners. We actually could have dropped down to 16 after that. That was pretty bad.
Especially if someone was from India and they were possibly an accountant or an economist. Yeah. They would have been disgusted.
But hopefully we can get him back because DJ Bravo plays for the Chennai Super Kings and they will be kick-starting the IPL on the 4th of April.
4th of April. Comes around quick every year, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm quite excited. It's 2:35 New Zealand time in the morning, so as per, it won't be watched that much like the Big Bash was, but yeah, that's DJ Bravo Watch for another week.
That's right. And hopefully we'll have something more... something more interest to talk about next week.
We just need him to play some games.
Come on,
yeah.
DJ.
Yeah.
At the moment, he's just sitting around. He's probably taking girls to the cricket, knowing DJ. Let's be fair.
Yeah, maybe
I'm trying to convert them.
Maybe other people could write into the show and maybe a Facebook comment and let us know if it is a good idea
to take a woman to a cricket.
Yeah, taking females to cricket on a date.
Yep.
Remember, this is the first one in New Zealand.
First date, though, isn't it?
No. This is
because you can go with your girlfriend of 5 years. That's different.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
This is what third or fourth.
Okay, so within the first few days.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. Let us know if this has happened to you and if you think we're making a.
And there'll be some Honey Badger cricket gloves to give away for the best answer too.
The best answer will receive a pair of Honey Badger gloves, but hopefully you'll be right hand because we're really trying to get rid of some stock of right hand gloves at the moment. We might even give you 2 pairs if you write something really funny. I've been Jim Birchall.
I've been Mark Kelly. And you're a champion.
We'll see you next time.